All right, we got phone addiction in the gym from your boy Clarence O.
Remember when smartphone use wasn't nearly as prevalent as it is today? Short form.
Kind of. When I first started going to the gym on a consistent basis, I think I always had a smartphone. I mean, I'm what, like 34ish right now, and I don't think, like, yes, like when I was in high school, there was like the Razor phone. That was a thing. And then I can't remember if it was like my senior year in high school or like maybe later, a year or two later, like the iPhone, like the first iPhone came out. I can't exactly remember, but whatever the case, I'm trying to remember. Like my early days when going to the gym, uh, like I think I always had a smartphone. I mean, because when I first started working out, I was working out in like at my porch, doing like multiple cycles of P90X, that like at home workout thing, with like the little pull up bar and like a couple dumbbells and whatever. And I was doing that for like 2 or 3 years, and then eventually, I got a gym membership at like was it Anytime Fitness? I think it was at Anytime Fitness, and yeah, I did. Well, actually, maybe I didn't always have a smartphone because if I remember correctly, I think did I do the journal? I think I did like the workout journal, like tracked all my shit on like a pen and paper. I think I did that for a little bit. So yeah, I did. I don't think I had a smartphone in the beginning, but like it was only until like years later when I got my first smartphone, and it's like, oh, you can like listen to music while you work out. I was like, oh yeah, that's fucking cool.
Content didn't exist. Endless scrolling wasn't a thing.
The
And
doom scrolling.
podcasts and Bluetooth earbuds weren't nearly as popular. People
Yeah.
just went to the gym with their dumb phone and trained.
Oh yeah, the Nokia. Yep. Yep. Did I? I think I had a Nokia, and then I would play Brick Break or Snake on this thing.
phone and trained without the aid of pointless technology. People can't do anything these days without their smartphones. Waiting for your food to cook, check your emails. Going for a walk, listen to a podcast. Eating food, watch a video.
Yeah.
Going to the toilet.
Yeah. A lot of the times I fill up my like eating time or doing chores around the house and shit with just put on a video for a podcast and just listen to something. That's usually what I do.
Bring your phone with you. Training.
I don't bring my damn phone into the toilet, all right? If I gotta take a shit, I'm just gonna go take a shit and then get out of there. What the fuck am I trying to listen to like a damn podcast on the toilet?
At the gym, perfect time to spend an hour on Instagram. A smartphone is now considered a necessary item to bring to the gym.
A necessary item? I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, I could go to the gym and work out without a phone easily, but for the most part, I mean, a lot of the time, I mean, I don't know. I can't really say because I don't like peek over and see like what people are doing on their phone or whatever. Um, it's not like a smartphone. Well, I can't even say that. I was gonna say I can like a smartphone doesn't really hinder you because people take probably maybe take too long a rest break between sets and shit like that. So that is an option, but I don't know. I think that there are some people that the gym is already a socially weird place. You got a bunch of people in a room doing like hard ass shit, and like maybe grunting, or people over there doing cardio, sweating their ass off. Uh, it's just a weird social situation to begin with. I don't know. I could say that like some people, track their workouts on their phone. Some people simply just listen to music while they're working out or whatever. I mean, that's what I would say probably the norm is. Maybe you're texting somebody, like having a conversation or something. I'd probably say that's the norm, but seldom have I ever seen anybody, I don't know, really doom scrolling on their phone. I mean, maybe they are, but I don't really pay attention to them. I don't really pay attention to like people at the gym, like what they're doing specifically. Like between like rest breaks and everything, I might like look over and see if someone's doing something like crazy or something. But other than that, I don't look at and see like, oh, what are you doing on your phone? Like this is weird.
You needed to listen to your favorite playlist, record your technique, follow your program. You've
Yeah,
convinced yourself you need to bring your smartphone for work purposes or to stay in contact with someone.
yeah.
Even though just a few years ago, having a device with internet access was not necessary to have on you 24/7.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Go to any gym these days and you'll see close to 100% of people use their phones during their training session.
Yeah.
Now, you might say they're probably just using their phone for an important purpose, such as checking their training program, which can easily be printed out or written down.
Yeah.
This might be true, but using your phone for a productive purpose can quickly turn into checking your social media feed or some other addictive app.
Yeah. I don't think this clip is ever gonna get old with like the Minecraft and like the doom scrolling. Uh, I mean, he does have a point. He's not completely wrong on this.
Relying on willpower alone to resist this urge really isn't effective. Pretty much everyone I observe who uses their smartphones in gyms ends up scrolling between sets. The mere act of having your smartphone encourages you to use it for pointless purposes.
The mere fact of having a smartphone encourages you to use it for pointless things. I think it depends on from person to person. I would say since most people at a gym are in the beginner phase, then yes, that statement applies. But to anybody that is like trying to like break out of that beginner stage and into like the intermediate or advanced stage, I think they start to become a little bit more focused. But again, most people at a gym are somewhere like in the beginner phase, mostly.
Even if you didn't intend to use it for something unproductive. Some people feel they need to be as productive as possible. They listen to a podcast while they
The Sigma grind set.
travel to the gym and while they train. When they have a hard set, they'll of course change it to their favorite song, then switch it back to their educational podcast. This concept
Have I ever done that? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, if I'm trying to listen to music, I'd rather listen to music. Sometimes if I'm listening to a podcast for a hard ass set, I'll just continue listening to the podcast. But like, I don't think that, I don't know. Like, you could easily argue that like listening to music is like a like not good at like doesn't help you like lift your weights, but I don't know, I think it does. Like listen to like some good music that you think is like, whatever. I think it like helps you.
need to stimulate your brain and constant need to feel productive isn't healthy. You're already going to the gym. You're already doing something productive. There's no need to multitask. Besides, you're probably just going.
Well, that is probably true, that you don't need to like multitask. All you gotta do is just focus on the sets and reps that you're trying to do. Focus on the exercise. He does have a point with that.
To end up scrolling TikTok instead of listening to your super educational podcast. I have strong opinions.
Usually whenever I go to the gym and I start getting into the heat of it with like the working sets, something happens, and even if I'm listening to like a good song, my focus is not on the music anymore. Like the music is there, but it's not like my focus. I am focused on like the moves I'm doing. And again, I think this is more of a beginner thing than a beginner issue than an intermediate or advanced issue. And by no means am I like an advanced person at all. I'm probably like in the bell curve. I just go to the gym. All right. I'm not like a super strong guy. I have just been going to the gym for a while.
When it comes to phone and internet addiction, I think people don't take it seriously. It shares a lot of the characteristics with a gambling addiction. Of course, it isn't as bad because money isn't involved, but it can be as addictive.
Because you're, instead of wasting your money, you're simply just wasting your time, is the thing he's trying to say. You know, with gambling, you gamble away your money. With this, you know, like when you go to the gym, you know, you're trying to like do something good for yourself. But if you end up just on your phone, just more than, you know, if you spend more time on your phone than you do working out, it's like, did you really gain any benefit?
If you believe it's not a problem, then right now try to completely stop using the internet for non-work related purposes for 2 weeks. And I guarantee you'll begin to feel withdrawal symptoms and realize how much of a problem it really is. I've been
Oh yeah, the whole with like do the no internet for some time, like some X amount of time. I've done that before, and yeah, like it does 100% feel like withdrawal, because then what do you have to do to like stimulate your head? Well, for me, I just like read books. That was my cope. But like as far as like modern day people trying to do it, like people that are just simply like people that grew up with the internet, like young kids, I think they have it way worse than, I don't know, maybe if you're like 30 or something, like where you saw the evolution and the growth of the internet. I think it's different. It's way worse for people that grew up and the internet is just a normal thing.
addicted to the internet for 15 years and I'm still addicted. I've experienced withdrawal symptoms several times thinking I could easily quit the internet. It's a serious addiction that everyone suffers from.
Oh,
The
yeah.
reason I get annoyed with phone use in the gym in particular is because I see it as the perfect time to be free from technology, to give yourself a break from mindlessly scrolling the internet. For most people, at every point in your day, you're going to have easy access to the internet.
Probably. The gym is a great time to break away from the internet. You're right about that. Probably back in the day, you know, like and literally any time before the internet or before smartphones, when you go to the gym, probably almost no one had like a, I don't know, like earbuds on or anything like that. But then again, even before the internet, I could probably, you know, find some sort of video recordings of people bringing CD players to the gym and having those little over the head, you know, headphones on, or even before that, cassette players. You know, the moment you could carry music around with you was probably the beginning of the end. Honestly, because then you have to look back before the time where you had cassette players. What was the gym like then? I mean, honestly, it was probably a more of a social thing. You know, if you wanted to start going to the gym, you know, what'd you do? You go to the gym, you ask for the tour. It's like, okay, this is this. You're probably a beginner. You don't really know what you're doing, and maybe you just watch some people to see like what they were doing, and then you just copied them. And then maybe you were probably more likely to start a conversation of like, oh, I'm a beginner. I'm just like trying to figure out what to do and all this shit, because, you know, before like before like the gym is like still a relatively new thing. Like, what do you have? Like, when did the gym start getting popular? It started getting popular when like Arnold Schwarzenegger started popping off in bodybuilding. I mean, and yes, there was bodybuilding before Arnold Schwarzenegger, but even then, it was probably still like a rarity. Uh, you know, who knows what the gym culture was like before Arnold Schwarzenegger? Maybe it was like social, like more of a social thing than it is now. Everyone pretty much just keeps to themselves. Um, I don't know. I think that'd be but like when was that? Like when was Arnold Schwarzenegger like started popping off? Like 60s, 70s? I honestly don't know. Where was it? Like 80s he was doing the movies. But before that, so I'd probably say 70s is like prime. But then bodybuilding was a thing in the 60s and 50s. But then before that, I mean, it's either way you cut it, the gym is still like newish. It's been around for like 50, 60-ish, 70-ish years, maybe. Um, but yeah, it's like an ever-growing, changing social environment.
It should be a relief to take a break from your phone while you work out. Now, this is a hard one for me
Oh,
to
the
admit
filming.
because I'm someone who participates in this, but I'm beginning to hate filming in gyms. Every time I go to the gym, I always see large tripods set up to film 130 kilo sumo deadlifts, girls taking pictures of themselves with iPhones they can barely hold in their hand.
I think this is an issue with like the more larger popular gyms because I go to like a couple of different gyms and I seldom see the tripods at my gyms. Maybe that's very telling in that the types of gyms I go to are like maybe beginner slash intermediate. Maybe this is a thing for more like advanced slash like bigger gyms, like I don't know, like an LA Fitness or something like that. But I really think this issue is gym specific. But that's not to say that just because it's gym specific doesn't mean it's like an issue, because it clearly is. Because you have people like Joey Swole, calling out people for doing dumb shit at the gym. So it's a thing.
And guys in the changing rooms taking physique shots with their friends. It feels like a dystopia every time I step into the gym.
Yeah.
Like I said, I do film in gyms, so I'm definitely guilty of this. No denying it. But what I don't get is people who film every single training session, most of their sets with the need to post multiple Instagram stories.
Dang, is he calling out Sam Sulek? Every single training session? Is that what's happening right here?
I rarely film in gyms these days. I only film stuff when it's worth recording, like a heavy session or I'm making a particular video.
Yeah,
When I
or like some sort of like peak session or peak week type of thing.
film, I try to do it as discreetly as possible. I use a very small camera. I don't set up a huge tripod or get upset when people walk in front of my camera. Also, it's how
I mean, I don't like if there's like a camera and tripod, it doesn't matter. Like, yes, the big ones stick out, but still, people notice even if it's a small one. Like, I don't think the size matters as much as like it's a thing there. Someone's doing something. Maybe I'll step like behind it or something like that. It's like, I don't think the size plays much of a difference. Obviously, if you have a fucking like gigantic telescopic fucking 3-leg thing with like a fucking nice ass can't like $2,000-$3,000 camera and a nice ass lens and a ring light or something like with your damn shit, then obviously yeah, it's a damn film production and it's like ridiculous. But I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing if you have like a little thing for like on your phone, and I don't know, maybe a mic is too much, maybe it's not enough. Uh, I don't know. It's like a very gray area we're talking about.
I make money. At least that's my lame justification for doing something I
Oh
get
yeah,
annoyed by.
that's fine.
And once again, a problem with filming stuff in the gym.
The thing with that is like when you go to a gym, it's usually the gym is pretty upfront on whether or not you can film there. If you want to film your training shit at a gym, then just make sure it's okay with in accordance with like the gym owner or whatever. If you don't like gyms that allow train or like video recording and stuff, then go to a different gym. Oh, but if the only gym that's around you is a gym that allows filming, well then you're shit out of luck. I mean, well, I don't know. Me personally, I've never had to deal with this, I'm generally pretty comfortable with myself being in the background of some video or whatever. I mean, I probably am somewhere. Um, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll just keep listening.
Is that it just encourages more phone use, further feeding your phone addiction. You film a nice looking set, so you add it to your Instagram story. The next minute, you're doom scrolling and having low quality conversations with your friends.
Problem with music. Uh-oh.
Now, this is the hottest take in this video.
You either like music while you're working out or you're against music while you're working out. I gotta hear this.
I think many people will disagree with this, but I believe music in general is kind of overrated in a way. I mean, is music really so special? I like music. It's all right. It's not the greatest thing ever.
I think music is awesome. And if you're like doing like some work sets or some shit like that, I don't know. Well, understandably, Clarence is like a very tippy top, weightlifter, a clean jerk, snatch. It takes like a lot of focus to do those moves, and I don't think you could do those moves. Maybe you can, like doing like some like insane like 1 rep maxes, like while listening to a song. I don't know if listening to like your favorite song while doing like a 1 rep max would help you, but I don't know, like doing like just some like regular bro bodybuilder shit, like you're doing like a long controlled set of like, I don't know, like 12, 15, 20 plus reps or something like that. Um I don't know. I think music is pretty beneficial. If a music hits like the climax of it and like you're mid fucking set, it's like, oh, it's like getting like a second win kind of.
I just hate living every part of my life with music in the background. There's been
Well, I mean, every part of your life doesn't have to have like music in the background. It's just like the really hard shit can have like music in the background. Like whether or not it would benefit you is a whole nother thing. But I don't know if it's not hurting you. Like I would say, if listening to music breaks your focus, then you should probably not listen to music. But if music doesn't affect your focus for the set, then fine, just listen to it.
an explosion in the popularity of Bluetooth earbuds, and this has led to a society where we listen to music an unnecessary amount.
I'll tell it. Let me see. These are bad. These are bad. These are bad. These are bad. These are fine, I think. And I'll tell you why. So the buds are all bad. The buds that don't have a hook to hook into your ear are all bad, because when you go and do like a hard ass working set of like bodybuilding or something, or maybe if you're doing like some sort of like dynamic thing, like anything really, of what do you call it, like clean jerk or snatch, the pressure in your head is so great, and also you are sweating, that a lot of the times the earbuds simply fall out. All right, because you're straining so hard. So this is just some general advice. If you do want like some earbuds, make sure they have some sort of hook to go on like the outside of your ear or something like that. And also make sure they're not like insanely expensive, because why are you trying to bring like some $100+ pair of earbuds into the gym where they could easily fall out, get stepped on? I don't know, like it's just something. Most earbuds have like decent quality on them, so I would just play it safe and have like a cheaper quality of earbud, and make sure it has like a hook in it for your ear.
Led to a society where we listen to music an unnecessary amount, I think. It's overdone. These days, people need constant stimulus. Going for a walk, listen to music. Working on your laptop, listen to music. Training at the gym, listen to music. The problem with this is that you have to have this external stimulus to motivate you. I recently stopped training with Bluetooth earbuds. I thought if I spent the first part of a training cycle without earbuds and then started listening to music for when my training would get more difficult, it would be an extra boost to my motivation. And funny enough, this didn't happen at all. I spent so long training without earphones that it was actually weird to train with them again. So I stopped forever. Someone once came up to me in the gym praising my ability to lift without listening to music.
Dang.
I mean, is it really that difficult? Are we all so addicted to listening to music that we can't even lift heavy weights
without it? That's actually a pretty good point. I mean, because honestly, this is the fact. Even if you do not have earbuds, the gym still has like a gym playlist being played on the speakers, so you can't really avoid it. So I don't remember going to a gym and there not being any music. There's always like just some music being played from like the speakers somewhere.
An external stimulus? This made me realize just how many people use Bluetooth earphones in the gym. Honestly, I look around the gym these days and it's pretty much 100% of people that use earphones. Literally everyone trains with earphones.
Yeah.
Look back 15 years ago and maybe this percentage was maybe 5% of people. This is a very recent trend. It's become so hard to start a conversation with people these days in the gym. Along with the smartphone itself, it's an antisocial device.
It really is like an antisocial device. But I don't know. If you're doing like a really hard set, I think doing like a really hard set in the gym of whatever, like weightlifting or bodybuilding or whatever, doing that stuff is antisocial as well. Who wants to, I don't know, crowd around like someone that's like yelling and screaming or whatever? Or maybe not, maybe I'm just like over exacerbating it. Like, who wants to like crowd around and, you know, cheer someone on doing like a really hard set and it be socially acceptable? I would say most of the time it's a no. Like, unless you're like really like into the gym or like you see like some regulars or something, or maybe if it's simply just your friends, like your friends will be like, oh, come on, man. Yeah. Like complete strangers, like maybe if you're like doing like some shit like after the set, like you do a really hard set and someone goes up and be like, oh shit, man, that was a good ass set. I think that is more the case than anything. But like there's been tons of times where I got like some earbuds in and I do like a really hard set and then someone comes up to me and be like, hey man, that was a really good set, that would look really hard. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks man. So it's not like, I think Clarence does have a point in that it trends to being more antisocial. Yeah.
So awkward saying something to someone and them not hearing a thing you said. With the rise of individualism, the gym has become the most hostile and antisocial place you can go to.
You are fucking right about it being like a weird social hostile place. I think like throughout all my years of like going to the gym, I have had more hostility to me. Like I think I have pretty damn good like gym etiquette. Anytime I have ever been in an argument at the gym, and it's these type of people, every single fucking time, it's the people that want to do some sort of superset between like some fucking pieces of fucking equipment, and they're like pretty far from each other. And you know, I try to do my best, like trying to figure out who's using what. If I see like a regular, you know, that goes to the gym, and I'm like maybe on like a first name basis with them or whatever, but like, hey, yo, Jamie, you mind if I jump in? I'll be like, yeah, sure, man. You know, it's easier to be a little more social with the regulars at a gym than it is, what do you call it? Than with like a completely like new person. And going back to like the whole superset thing, Like, it's always some motherfucker doing some superset and them expecting everybody else to watch what they're doing, so you don't jump in on a piece of equipment that they are using, like going back and forth, back and forth. Like, yes, I know supersets, trisets are a thing, yeah, but it's a motherfucking public gym. I pay for the same gym membership you do. All right. If I see someone doing a superset, I'll try to like go do something else. But if I don't see you doing like the superset, don't get your fucking ass in a fucking scrunch when I accidentally start using the piece of equipment, and then all of a sudden you're like trying to do like the second move, and it's like, hey man, I was using that. I was like, oh, sorry man, my bad. And then you gotta be acting all fucking sarcastic and passive aggressive, like, fuck you, dude, get the fuck out of here.
I actually can't think of a place that's more antisocial. And yeah, here comes the lame excuse of, oh, these people just want to focus on their training and they're tired from interacting with people all day. These people are not hyper focused on their training when they browse their playlists and
True.
Instagram between
That
sets.
is true.
And I mean, you can use this excuse for literally any activity.
Well, yeah. You could easily argue that simply going to the gym is just attention seeking, whether it be for looks or strength alone. Because the one question that you can ask that like makes you question whether or not, you really enjoy going to the gym is, if there was nobody else on the face of the earth, would you still go to the gym? The resounding answer is no. Okay, so then why are you going to the gym? People have like a laundry list of reasons why they go to the gym. It doesn't matter. But if nobody else, if you were the last person on earth, would you still go to the gym? I would say almost 100% of the time, everybody would say no. Because who are you trying to impress? There's no one to impress. You're the only person on the face of the earth now.
Oh, people just go to the supermarket to shop, not socialize, so don't talk to them. We've just become more antisocial as a society.
Yeah.
Another excuse I hear for using earphones in the gym is that the music in the gym is just too loud. This isn't even true a lot of the time.
The music is too loud? I think that's like gym specific. There's been like gyms where it's like, obviously if you're under the speaker, then you're going to be getting like blasted, versus like you're away from a speaker. The gym music is too loud, so I have to put in earbuds in to like focus. That's like a fucking 1% of a 1% type issue. That argument is so stupid.
After all, staff members who aren't even training definitely don't like loud music blasting. This is a lame justification I came up with myself even in the past. Also, just like anything that involves a smartphone, listening to music further feeds your phone addiction. When have you gone to the gym and only used your phone for listening to music? Or when have you started a playlist and never changed the songs?
That is actually pretty true. Yeah, I mean, I can't really argue that. Like, when's the last time I used my phone to just listen to music? Shit, probably never. If I'm listening to like something on my phone, I am usually doing something else as well. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really argue that one.
Honestly, that alone is what annoyed me the most. The constant fiddling with your phone to find a particular song before every.
I mean, I get that, the constant fiddling. It's like, I need the perfect song for this fucking working set, and it's like, nah, dude, just fucking let your shit rock. Just pick a playlist and like just go. Or like get a Spotify account, make a list, and then just leave it on random or some shit like that. I don't know.
So, believe it or not, it's possible to train without earphones.
Yeah.
That's what most people used to do literally 5 to 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, for like my own like fitness journey and whatnot, I mean, in the beginning, I was watching P90X while working out. So for me, it was like there since the beginning. So, I mean, shit.
I've heard several excuses for why people use a phone at the gym. A lot of these come from myself as well, to justify using my phone excessively in the gym. A lot of these excuses are usually, I need my phone for X purpose. A great solution I found is to put my phone at the bottom of my bag.
Oh,
That way I still have my phone with me if I really need it. But to
yeah.
access my phone, I would first have to empty my bag. Psychologically, this is similar to how putting junk food at the top shelf out of sight can reduce cravings.
Oh shit, I did not know that. Okay. I don't know. Shit, I'll try to do that.
Having your phone in your pocket or on the ground where people walk allows easy access to
Oh,
it. You'll find yourself whipping out your phone between sets unconsciously because it's easy. Ultimately, I just found fiddling with my phone in the gym to be annoying more than anything. Yeah, sure, I'm still addicted to my phone like
Yeah.
pretty much 100% of people. But
yeah. I mean, most people are probably like addicted in some way, shape, or form to their phone still.
at very least, I've managed to cut my phone use drastically by not using it at the gym. Sure,
That's fair.
I'm bored between sets in the gym now, but I prefer to be bored. It feels nice.
Shit. I mean, he brings up a good point. I'm watching this between sets. I'm a superhuman. I just use smartphone as a timer for rest periods between set. No music. I reach enlightenment. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people actually just do this. I mean, this is what I do. I hit like the timer and just let it go, and then when I'm done with a set, I just hit lap, and that'll be like my 3 or 4 work sets or whatever. And if I move on to a different exercise, just stop, reset, hit the timer again. All right. I mean, I think a lot of the issues that Clarence brought up are really affect the beginner people at the gym because beginners don't really know what they're doing. They don't know what to focus on. They don't know what their goals are. And they're just like trying to grasp at something to, just, get better at the gym. So maybe they're watching like a workout video to follow along. Maybe they're like following a training program or something like that. I mean, who knows? But he brings up a lot of good points. He's not wrong in a lot of what he's saying. But I think for the most part, if you're going to the gym regularly, I don't really think it's going to be like affecting you. I mean, I think if you're using your phone excessively, you're probably a beginner, and maybe it's a phase that you're just going through. And maybe you'll get out of the phase, or maybe you'll just stop going to the gym. I mean, I don't particularly know, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just coping. I mean, other than that, I think there's a pretty good, topic to talk on. The gym is like just a weird social environment to begin with. People do a lot of weird, wonky things in there. But yeah, I thought it was a cool video, and I want to see more shit like this from Clarence. But other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.